Okay, what are determinants? We know how to calculate determinants. Okay, so we know basically cross multiplication करके मिल जाता है. The point is, what is the physical interpretation of a determinant? So determinant very simply can be defined as the n-dimensional volume of the parallelepiped defined by vectors v1 to vn in the Rn vector space. So basically, if you have some vectors v1, v2, v3, and so on, suppose you have vectors v1 and v2 here in the two-dimensional space. So by constructing vector v1 here and constructing vector v2 here, you have this parallelogram which gets constructed in two-dimensional space. The area of this parallelogram can be given by this determinant, or the determinant v1, v2. v1 vector, v2 vector. Now, similarly, in n dimensions, you can have n different vectors, and the determinant will basically be the volume which gets contained. So if you have 3 dimension and you have 3 vectors, then the parallelopiped, okay, parallelogram is 2-dimensional. When the same structure gets constructed in 3 dimension, it's called parallelopiped. So the 3-dimensional parallelopiped which gets constructed, its volume will be given by the determinant v1, v2, v3. Okay, so that's the physical interpretation. Now, determinant of a matrix is basically determinant A or mod of A. So that's how you can represent it. So we all know how to calculate 2 cross 2 and 3 cross 3 determinants, right? So I hope we all know that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Suppose I want to find the determinant of this thing. So that will be 1 times this cross multiplication, 5 into 9 minus 6 into 8, minus 2 times this cross multiplication now, 4 into 9 minus 6 into 7, plus 3 times, when I take 3, I'm going to look at this cross multiplication, 4 into 8 minus 5 into 7. So that's 3-dimensional. For higher dimensions, it's going to be complicated. So the idea is, I don't want to use complicated maths. I want to use some simplifications. So I'm going to introduce some properties of determinants. These are basically going to be related to row operations and column operations and how they leave the determinant value unchanged. So suppose you have some matrix A whose determinant you want to find. And matrix A is basically V1. So these vectors are the column vectors. V1 vector, V2 vector, V3 vector, and so on. So that's what I mean by V1, V2, V3, and so on. Okay, by the way, determinant is only calculable for a n cross n matrix. It needs to be a square matrix. So determinants only for square matrices. If it's not a square matrix, no point of a determinant. Okay, so determinants are only calculable for a square matrix. So suppose you have a square matrix of dimension n cross n with vectors v1 to vn, and the ith vector can be represented as alpha times vi plus beta times ui. Okay, so the ith vector is basically something of the format alpha vi plus beta ui. So you can split it. You can split this. You can write this as alpha times determinant of this things plus beta times determinant of ui. So this alpha vi, this goes here, and this beta ui, it goes here. Where beta comes out, ui remains in. So to give a simple example, suppose you have to find the determinant of 1, 2, 3, 4. Suppose you want to find the determinant of this thing. Now 3, 4 can be written as 1, 2 plus 2, 2. Right? So this can be written as determinant of 1, 2 and 1, 2 plus 2, 2. So I can split this. So this becomes determinant of 1, 2, 1, 2 plus determinant of 1, 2, 2, 2. Okay. So I can split it up easily. Now had this 3, 4. So I can write this 3, 4 alternatively as 1, 2 plus 2 times of 1, 1. So in that case, this becomes determinant of 1, 2 plus 1, 2 plus 2 times of 1, 1. So that becomes determinant of 1, 2 plus 1, 2, 1, 2 plus this 2, it can come out twice of determinant of 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1. So some simple tricks which can make our job of finding the determinant easier. Then column operations. The column operations of a form of adding any scalar multiplication of a column to other column leaves the determinant value unchanged. So suppose you have vectors v1 to vn. You take any jth vector, make it alpha times and add it to the ith vector. So if I add j alpha times this vector here, I'll get the same determinant. So for example, I have the matrix for 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, and 3, 4, 7. So I can actually take minus 2 times of this matrix. I can add here. So what I'll get is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 3, 4, 7. Determinant of this thing. The matrices are not same. The determinants will be same. Okay, so column operations like this leave the determinant value unchanged. Okay, so do I have any simple stuff here in which I can apply these results? No, they are a little complicated ones. Anyway, this can ease your calculation sometime. Okay, so if it happens, if it is possible, you can use these formulae to ease your calculations. Anyway, the mechanical form of how to do it, you all know about it. So the idea is maybe with some tricks, you can make your calculations easier. All right, antisymmetry. So interchanging two columns reverses the sign of a matrix. So suppose I have matrix 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whose determinant is suppose some value k. So if I interchange any two rows, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6. So this determinant is going to be minus k. Is this okay? Normalization.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
So in the column exchange, is it necessary to exchange the two consecutive columns or can be?
No. Any two columns. Any two columns.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. Tell me what will be the determinant in terms of k? What will be the determinant of 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
So plus K?
K only.
K, yeah. So it works like that. So how many operations did you have to do in order to reach this point? So if you do even number of row exchanges, it will come back to the original thing. If you do odd number of exchanges, it will remain negative. Okay, so that's how it is. It does not matter which rows you exchange, which columns you exchange. They could be in any different positions. Okay, normalization, determinant of identity matrix is 1. Then 0 column, if one column becomes completely 0, the determinant is 0. Triangular matrices. So triangular matrices, which can be either diagonal, upper triangle, or lower triangle. For all these matrices, the determinant value is just multiplication of the diagonal terms. Okay, so multiplication of diagonal terms is going to give me the what do you call it? It's going to multiplication of diagonal terms in any triangular matrix is going to give me the determinant value. So if you can convert it into a triangular matrix, if you can convert any matrix into a triangular matrix, you can easily get the determinant value. Okay, so it's not just true for diagonal, it's also true for triangular. Okay. All right, so same results hold for lower triangular. Determinant of an upper triangular matrix is product of diagonal entries. So if you have a matrix like this, 1, 2, 3, 0, 4, 5, 6, 7, 0, 0, 0, 6. Then the determinant of this thing is just going to be 1 into 4 into 6. So that is 24. Now I can do anything here. I can write 10 here. Doesn't matter. It will remain 24. So that's the beauty of a triangular matrix, that it remains 24, just the multiplication of the diagonal entries. So sometimes you might want to do some row operation, convert into an echelon form and then find the determinant. Yeah. Now matrix multiplication and transpose. So this is a very complicated proof, not very important. I'll come to it tomorrow in the next class. Right now, I just want to tell you that determinant A, B is determinant A into determinant B. And determinant of A transpose is equals to determinant of A. So these are the two last properties I wanted you to do. Okay, so yeah, sorry, this was here. A transpose is equals to A. Determinant A transpose is equals to A, which means that you can use not just column operations, but even row operations to find determinant values. So till now, everything I told you was column operations, column exchange. Even row operations and row exchange will do the same trick. So if you exchange two rows, determinant becomes negative. If you add one row to other, the determinant remains unchanged. So the column operations are also valid, row operations are also valid. So you can use any of them to basically simplify the matrix so that you can find the determinant. Okay, so use whatever you think will make your job easier to do. Okay, and if nothing works, then at the end of the day, you always have your hard technique of finding determinants like you used to do. All right.